Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Extended Timeline New World Order. So in the last episode, Iraq and Israel were actually allied, and Syria and Egypt invaded them, and Syria took all but one province of Israel and maybe, 3 or 4 provinces from Iraq. We had Libya gain back some of its territory that Algeria had taken from it, and actually Spain ended up going into Algeria and vassalizing them, so that's kind of interesting. We had Iran, and I completely missed this one, but Iran invaded Kazakhstan and now border with Russia, so we'll see. Maybe the Russians won't like that very much. And we had a lot of action in the Balkans here. Yugoslavia had a lot of wars against them. They're down to just one province, and we actually had Bosnia and Montenegro get released, and different countries, Albania and Croatia, ended up slicing them up. Bulgaria as well. Took some of Yugoslavia, so we just have Bosnia as just one province. Yugoslavia is just one province at this point. Looking at the armies of the world, because we haven't done that very much, where we have the top 5, US, Russia, India, China, Germany, and actually Malaya is in the 6th place. I will note, because we have some wars going on, that Brazil and Peru completely even and completely out of manpower, so let's look at those wars that are going on. We have Mozambique, Malawian Nationalist War going well for Mozambique, South Africa, Namibia. We still have Albania and Bosnian Nationalist War. We have Rwanda and Ugandan War, actually going well for Rwanda, even though they're fighting 3 different nations. And we have Brazil going into Peru, and they're actually losing. Ethiopia-Egyptian War. This one's been going on for a very long time, and Ethiopia is losing that one. So let's look at that one. I'll probably look at I think my most interesting one I want to look at, though, is what's going on between Peru and Brazil, because this one is really going to shape the future of South America here. If the Peruvians end up winning against Brazil, it's really going to turn the tide here. So we will see if that actually happens or not. Look at that, we had some Pirates of the Caribbean there. So 250k stacks. It looks like Brazil's kind of sieging out in Peru, and Peru's sieging out the rainforest, basically. So until they fight each other, and they did a little bit, but okay, we just had some wars in. That was the Mozambique one and the Rwanda war. So let's see here. We have Mozambique gained some territory. Sure, if South Africa did. I think Zambia actually lost some territory previously. Okay, Namibia also gained some territory. And Rwanda here, looks like they gained a little bit of territory. I think it was Uganda. Yeah, it was Uganda who they were in there with, so good to know. So what else do we have? We now have a Nigerian reconquest of Moshi, which I don't know what that is, but Burkina Faso is allied with them. This Albanian war has been going on for quite a while. It's just not ending. They've sieged out. It must be just like a timing thing, length of war, on why they can't actually finish that. That is all they're at war with. Oh, okay, they are allied with Switzerland up here. That's why it's taking a little while, and they can obviously not get there. So that's a little funny. Heading back on over here. So yeah, these guys, I'm going to push up our speed. I'm getting a little bit of slowdowns, but I just want to keep this speed up. Okay. Just a bunch of sieging here between Peru. One of you guys needs to actually fight the other one, take their army out, and then that will be decisive. I mean, they're completely out of manpower, so be very, very good if you can get a shattered retreat and pursue that army, although that might be difficult because there's probably a bunch of forts. I'm going to remove, well, I want to remove government types. Yeah, there's a bunch of forts here in Brazil. So yeah, you can't just walk across the rainforest there. Anything else? We've got this Nigerian reconquest, Argentinian Chilean war, okay. Whoa, that was, yeah, wow. Ethiopia just, I was going to say, I noticed the war that ended. Ethiopia just took a huge chunk of Egypt, which I'm very surprised. I thought Egypt was going to win that war. Very surprised by that. Going to actually push down our speed to 3 since I'm getting a little bit of slowdowns there. So we had Argentina and Chile here. Actually got a little bit of thunder in the background. I don't know if you guys will hear that, and I'll probably be able to edit it out. Okay, we just had Peru win their war against Brazil, and look at that. Wow. That is a huge amount of territory that has just changed between... Peru might be the powerhouse here, so if anybody said Peru in the first episode, you'll probably get a shout out at some point in time. I'll have to go back and look, because you will have chosen correctly. Well, we'll see what happens between now and the final episode of the series, but that seems to be what's happening. So is Paraguay actually in this? Yeah, okay, so Chile is allied with Paraguay. Paraguay might not even have an army? Where is their army? Are they completely pacifist or something? What does their flag look like? Okay. Just in case I'm missing it here. No, I don't see an army for them, so... Chile, who declared this war? Argentina did, okay. Do we have a Polish change of government in Belarus? So here's... I don't know, we'll test this theory. I had this theory that... So, Belarus, not in the European Union, and they were one of the few socialist states. Apparently, Circassian is a feudal monarchy, but few socialist states left in the world, and the only one in Europe. So I'm wondering if they actually had a change of government, would they be able to join the EU? We'll find out. Not sure if that's going to be possible. At the same time, we do these change of governments and this AI-only stuff, and they never actually change the government, so they just end up taking territory. Nigerian reconquest. Let's quickly look at what's going on there. Nigeria is actually losing. Nigeria is this one. Yeah, it looks like they certainly going to lose that. They've got a pretty large alliance against them. Polish change of government. Well, yeah, they have some decent allies. Got a good battle going on here. I thought Belarus actually had Ukraine as an ally. They do. Are they in that war? Maybe they are. No. Is Ukraine fighting them? No, they are not. Okay. So yeah, bummer for them, Belarus. Final socialist state left in Europe for the most part, if you want to call that Europe. Kind of a cool flag for Gazi Kamuk here. Yeah, kind of cool. At least we actually have Moldova here, I think, in the World War II series, and actually in the Germany series that's not called Moldova, it's like Moldavia, so... Nobody's ever corrected me if I was saying it incorrectly, but it specifically is Moldavia, not Moldova. At least I'm talking spelling. Finland actually has a decent-sized army. Poor Belarus, though. They, no allies come in to help. And they just completely... Was Russia in on that war? I don't think they were, but they got their territory back. It was nice of the Polish to give the Russians their territory back. Yeah, a decent amount of territory. So Belarus, did they actually change their government? Here's the test. No, you did not. So again, because that like cost 50% war score, the AI never chooses to do that rather than going ahead and taking the territory. Funny stuff. Swiss noble rebels rising up in their single province. Okay, we had Albania take. That's one of the wars that we missed. Oops, I clicked away and the game minimized. So Argentina-Chilean war. Actually going negative for Argentina now. Nigerian reconquest of... Actually, that's their positive war score? Am I reading this correctly? Yes, they are. Niger and all these guys must be having some sort of issues. I thought there was somebody else that was allied with Nigeria in this one, but apparently not. Look at that. They even do have allies in Ethiopia here, so I don't know why they're not in this war. I guess Ethiopia is probably about out of manpower after the Egyptian deal went down. So, I would say that Peru probably going to take it easy rebuilding manpower, so I wouldn't expect any wars from them coming up, but what have we got here? Chile, Paraguay. So Paraguay actually does have a few armies, at least they have an army now. But yeah, I don't really understand why the Chileans aren't... I mean, they're winning this war, right? Yeah. They have blockades, that's why. And actually, they're occupying a little bit. I mean, Paraguay's done that, and Chile's occupied that. Huh. I'll be curious what Peru's force limit is after these wars as well. Some good territory that they got, and if I was them, I'd probably expand up to Panama, take out... you gotta take out everything. That's not an ally. Look at this. Nobody's an ally of Peru. Peru's going it alone. Well, heading back on Nigeria. A lot going on there. Kenyan Sudanese. Kenya, Sudan. So, just more African wars going on. I don't know, these are a little bit better than they were in the World War II series, because everything in the World War II series was a little bit mix of former colonies that were not correctly named. I think we had like an independent British Somaliland, and I don't remember, did Italian Somaliland gain its independence? I don't think they did, but British Somaliland certainly had its independence, and I think Spanish... maybe a Spanish Sus or something like that was here, and it was independent but still was named Spanish or whatever it was. So this war has flipped on the side of Argentina now, though, which I kind of figured from the beginning. It looks like we're about to have a battle here between these two. 2-star on Argentina, so they should win that one. They're running away, though. And it looks like... okay, actually, I was going to say, I thought Argentina was pursuing, or sieging, but that looks like they're pursuing. They just want to take out that army. Yeah, I'm surprised, not as much going on. War-wise, anyway. So they've got pretty positive war score because of those blockades. I guess, wow, that was actually a major war score. Was that's occupied, probably a capital, I'm not sure. Mapu is a pretty major province, though, apparently, and they're going to try to siege it back. Probably a lot of mountainous terrain here, so any battle will be difficult. Kenyan Sudanese war. I'm surprised that it's a positive war score, considering Sudan has sieged out quite a bit of the territory there. What was the other one? We've got Kenyan, Nigerian. Okay, that one's still going on. I'm a little surprised by that. Was it? Okay, that war has actually flipped. At one point it was positive, I thought, for Nigeria, but no longer going that way. Argentina still pursuing. I'm going to move our speed up to 4 speed to get things going. We're for this series, I just want to say that we're actually going at a pretty rapid pace. Okay, we've got India change of government, as in we know about what change of governments are. So actually this one should be quite good. Let's head on over to India. Can we quickly get over there? Yes, we can. So, against Iran, Syria, Mongolia is allied. I thought there was a third party in here. Yeah, Georgia, right? Yeah, okay, Georgia is in there. So India, after probably reducing its aggressive expansion for a while there, going into Iran. I suspect that their truce with Afghanistan is probably about over, so I would have thought they'd go in there first, maybe. Guess the Indians were worried about Tajikistan, though. Saudis have been a little quiet recently, rebuilding their manpower. Apparently Apparently they're not spending any money on their army maintenance because they're sitting there with very low morale. Here's a good battle between Egypt and Iran, and I thought Egypt was, or Iran, did I say Egypt? Iran and India, pardon me. I thought that India was going to win that one, but the Iranians doing quite well. Syrians coming on over too, so we'll see. Maybe Iran's going to take out India. Pakistan, I was just going to see, do these guys have any allies? Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan. So interesting. Okay. Just thinking that Kazakhstan stuff here. I said that I thought Iran had gone in there, but it might be the Russians actually that have gone in there, because that looks like it was Kazakhstan's territory, so I might have called that wrong at the beginning of the episode. I mean, we completely missed it, so it happened so quickly. Argentina still at war. Paraguay. Indian change. That's our best thing that's going on, so India is losing. Yeah, let's focus on this one, definitely. I mean, this is major war here between India and Iran. Or as I said earlier, Egypt and whatever I said it was. I guess I saw these Syrian units moving into Iran, and I thought, that's my excuse that I'll use, is that I thought that that was an Egyptian flag. But, of course, I was wrong. It looks like the Indians taking the advantage now. I mean, they've got some huge armies here, so I mean, they want to change that government. What government are we changing here? So we've got a constitutional republic for India, a theocracy for Iran. I guess that's the Shia theocracy, I guess is the idea there. Absolute monarchy. When did they add this government map anyway? Because it's pretty cool, and I don't remember using it in the World War II series. It's a little buggy. It doesn't update sometimes, but yeah, it works quite well. I enjoy it. One thing I know with the... maybe they'll add it soon. I don't think there's like a rating map for... I'm talking about for Mare Nostrum. I don't think there's a rating map yet, so it'd be nice if they added one. I know playing the game, playing Mare Nostrum, I could really use that if I'm playing. It's kind of something they missed, I'd say, to have to like go around to each province figuring out where I need to actually raid, what's the timer on raiding, because it's like 5 years between raids. So surprisingly, nothing else is fired off. Still got this Indian-Iranian war. Quickly look here. Poland needs to add some empire to EU on these new territories, and we'll see if... I guess we can't test our theory with Belarus because they're still that socialist state, unless they somehow join the EU between then. But I suspect that my theory was that Belarus cannot join the European Union because they're a socialist state. There's some sort of government requirements there on what can join their European Union. It looks like Niger just won this war against Nigeria. We've got Nigeria and Cameroon and Nigeria now that's split up. And we have the Second Mexican-Panamanian War. Let's quickly go look at that. Equatorian... Equatoguinean Nigerian War, if I can even say that. Nigerian, Mali, Equatorial Guinea. Okay, that was a mouthful. Kenyan Sudanese. Let's quickly look at that Kenyan Sudanese deal here. Sudan is like so small at this point. It was huge at the beginning. And we'll see the Mexicans trying to escape the next onslaught from the Americans there. They did so well, though, better than I thought they would, but when you're like a top 15 nation in the world army size against the top nation, you're not going to last very much longer, so... Argentina's war is still going on. I'm very surprised by that. Okay. And India just took a decent-sized chunk of Iran there, so interesting. We'll see where India goes next, maybe Afghanistan once again. And actually, I noticed that the Chinese, of all people, are allied with Nepal, so interesting to say the least. But yeah, it does look like we're out of time for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.